G'day everybody, where's Wally here? Well, it seems, as I have been saying for ages, that whenever Nathan or little Mitchell chant, "Can you show me an angle from a curved adjacent?" well, I would just say to myself, I could have been measuring from a vertical plumb line. Well, it seems the 10th man is now copying me. Let's have a listen to what he said on Nathan Oakley's show just tonight.
It's going to come out. It's going to be my next show with Mitchell from Australia. By the way, go sub to his channel, doing great work. The bubble sextant uses a bubble.
Wow, who knew?
So what does a spirit level tell us? The guy that just spoke, why don't you tell me what spirit level tells?
That liquids will always determine a level. Sort of the bubble is the least dense, and therefore it's going to want to rise to the highest point. And then that highest point, when placed level, will be centered on that spirit level.
Perfect. All right. So you're up in the plane. Planes were new to us in the 1900s, but celestial navigation and ships have had a few hundred years, and they've been using the stars to navigate. And so the pilots needed something like that outfitted for the airplane that was working on the ships. So what happens when you're above the clouds and you can't see the horizon? How do you do it? So what they came up with was clever. Let's just match the Earth's surface with a spirit level, and we'll ask the pilot to fly level, and we'll ask the navigator to center the bubble with the sun image on that instead of the horizon. And then he'll take a series of marks over 2 minutes and get the average, and he'll know how to use the air almanac. Is really the nautical almanac, but in lesser stars to work with.
Okay, the almanac of magic numbers is step 2 yet again. Interesting.
The nautical almanac is almost 200 stars you can use for navigation when you're on the ocean or land, whereas the air almanac is 64 total. And now the mariners like the air almanac because it's condensed, lesser volumes, it's much nicer. So everyone's pretty much using the air almanac now because you don't need more than 64 stars to navigate because you're going to find a few of them anyway. But anyway, back to my point. You're on an airplane 15, 30,000 feet above the earth. You can't see the horizon. How do you do what the mariners do on the ocean up at 30,000 feet? You have to mirror what they have. What do they have? A flat baseline.
Or a horizontal plane. Yep, got it.
So you put spirit level into a sextant, you create that flat baseline, then you bring the sun into that center of that bubble and then say mark. Much like the sailor does when he brings the sun to the edge of the horizon, rocks it until it gets a true vertical. And they go through the next process is all the same. And no dip correction is necessary for the aviator at 30,000 feet.
Oh, I like my dip corrected like the next guy, but good point. When working from a vertical, you don't need one, as plumb is plumb, you plums.
But it is necessary. Let the penny drop here, please.
Oh, it's dropping all right. So the ground is sloping away from the observer, or dipping. Yep, got it. The horizon is just too low to be a real horizontal plane. Interesting.
It is necessary if you're on Earth, with the natural horizon, because you got to get to level. Because on the boat, it's hard to hold the bubble steady. And the most secure thing you can shoot at that's steady is the horizon. And so but you got to get down to sea level to make sure that it's acting like the bubble at 30,000 feet. So the bubble at 30,000 feet is really the ocean level. When you bring dip correction and get your eyeball on the surface, they're both saying, there's your two horizontals. It's all a horizontal.
So they're both the same then. Good on you, 10th man. Thanks very much. We love it. Say hi to Mitchell for me. He won't talk to me anymore for some reason. I even told him about the challenge that Wolfie had offered. It's now over $2,000, Mitchell. So all you've got to do is fully demonstrate sextant use on a flat Earth. Start to finish. How hard could that be? Oh, yes, you're not allowed to use globe tools, so I guess it's going to be impossible, isn't it? Thanks, guys. Sorry, Mitchell, I hope I didn't spoil your fun here by letting everybody know what 10th Men and Mitchell are up to with a bobble sextant. I guess they wanted to tell me that I was right all along, hey?